Imagine you're a high school senior, sitting in a classroom like this, waiting to receive college acceptance letters, when you hear back from the one university you thought you may never get into, Harvard. Father Christmas himself has decided to make an appearance. We are here with the one and only Santa Claus. Thank you for being with us.
Ho, 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 ho. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you as well. Now, Santa, what kind of toys are kids asking for this year? Hello, everyone. I'm Portia Brown, and this is a new Central 34 Netcast. But now, students are learning how they may be impacted and what it may mean for their academic futures. They're asking for everything from wigs to shoes to purses, anything someone might need to start brand new. That's right. Today is the last day for Michigan voters to register to vote in this November's election. 19 faculty members in the college have reportedly signed a hand-delivered letter to the provost, Michael Gelb. Standing room only. Around 300 students, faculty members, and staff filled French Auditorium this afternoon for the Budget's Priority Forum. The tension in the room rose once audience members learned that President Ross would not be in attendance.
So he wishes he could be here, but this was a long-standing commitment.
The discussion began with a presentation from Provost Michael Gelb and Vice President of Finance and Administrative Services, Barry Wilkes. Soon, they opened the floor for discussion and questions. Questions about senior officers' salaries, President Ross's benefit packages, and subsidies for athletics were some of the high points brought up by the audience. Freshman Sydney Bells was not happy with how the discussion went.
They talked a lot about money and not about the well-being of students.
Sydney was not alone.
I mean, at the very least, they need to be better at answering their questions straightforward, and even if they don't have an answer, give their answer to the best of their ability. Outright ignoring students isn't the best way to go about these forums.
Senior Andrew Holland wanted to have more of a say in the discussion.
Let us have a microphone to talk to you and be there to talk to us.
Students want to keep academics first and other factors like athletics second.
Given my bias, I am on the cross-country and track teams here, so I feel like that also limits my bias. That being said, if it wasn't a Division I school, I still would have come here, but I came here primarily for academics and not athletics.
A lack of clarity from the administration worries some.
It seems like a lack of transparency. Their comment was, you know, we're trying to be transparent, but trying is not being.
And others want administrators to be more accountable to the community. In Mount Pleasant, Portia Brown, News Central 34. Faculty and staff layoffs are a concerning result of the budget deficit. But now, students are learning how they may be impacted and what it may mean for their academic futures.
The size of the cuts that they are proposing will affect students.
Last night, the Joint Union Council held a town hall meeting, hoping to get the community and students better informed and more involved.
Does anybody have any questions?
The room was packed with concerned faculty and community members with questions. Though they arrived in small numbers, some students came out to discuss their concerns.
The university priorities need to line up with students' priorities.
I mean, ideally, I think this started a really good conversation to bring all of these departments and groups together to present a united front, as well as starting to bridge the gap between faculty, staff, and then students.
A common concern for students.
A lot of the remedies for this is falling on classes and faculty.
And job security for the professors they learn from.
And I'm noticing a lot of the professors and faculty members that I care about are worried for their jobs.
Though no representatives from the administration came to the town hall meeting, they will be hosting their own open forum tomorrow afternoon. Please stay with News Central 34 as we follow the discussion tomorrow. Imagine you're a high school senior, sitting in a classroom like this, waiting to receive college acceptance letters, when you hear back from the one university you thought you may never get into, Harvard. For this year's valedictorian at Mount Pleasant High School, that dream is a reality.
So U of M was kind of just my goal, but yeah, Harvard and Princeton, those were dreams.
Isra Amdi is making history as the first Mount Pleasant High School student to be admitted to Harvard University.
They have such low acceptance rates, around 5%.
But Isra's accomplishments did not end there.
I was accepted to Harvard, Princeton, University of Pennsylvania, Dartmouth, Cornell and Johns Hopkins and U of M.
Although she's still in high school, she has been dual enrolled at CMU for 2 years.
And now my senior year, most of my classes are at CMU, and I've accumulated a little bit over 30 credits.
She attributes her academic success to her natural curiosity and her ability to block out negativity.
There have been a lot of people on my journey who have been like, oh, nobody gets into Harvard. You have to be white, and you have to be a guy, and you have to have legacy there. In every aspect of my life, I've always had to not only do what's expected of me, but go further to prove people wrong and prove the stereotypes wrong. Because I wear hijab, a lot of people think that means I'm illiterate or I don't even know how to speak English.
And while Isra has already beat the odds with her academic success, she still has her sights set high for the future.
But I do know that I want to do a pre-med track, hopefully want to become a doctor one day.
And to any student looking for advice, Isra says,
find the people who support you and then just surround yourself with those people.
In Mount Pleasant, Portia Brown, News Central 34. Everyone knows when you look good, you feel good. For transgender people, looking the way you feel isn't always easy.
And that's where the trans me down part comes in.
Derek Davis is a trans man working with Transgender Services of Michigan.
Our goal is to be able to provide people with the resources that they need to transition.
The organization he runs is called Trans Me Downs. He collects clothing donations for trans people in the Mount Pleasant community.
I take gently used clothes, and people transgender or on any gender variant spectrum come in and pick through the clothes that I have to find something that suits them.
Derek stores the clothes in his home for people to use for free.
And I want people to come in and be able to find something that makes them feel like they are themselves.
As a trans man, Derek understands the importance of this moment for people.
Your transition to me is one of the biggest things you'll ever do in your entire life. You're truly finding out who you are.
He hopes to take a bigger role in advocating for transgender people someday soon.
I have a voice and I can use it.
And he is grateful for the help that Transgender Services of Michigan provides the community.
It gives people an outlet almost, because they know that there are people who actually do understand them and understand their needs.
Derek tells me that education is the best weapon against hate.
I think it's important that people know that we exist and that we're just humans like everybody else.
Trans Me Downs is looking for more than just clothing donations. They're asking for everything from wigs to shoes to purses, anything someone might need to start brand new. If you'd like to make a donation, you can visit the Transgender Services of Michigan Facebook page. In Mount Pleasant, Portia Brown, News Central 34.